back to What the Fuck Is This podcast. I'm Monica.
I'm Miranda.
And today we're going to be talking about Riverdale Season 3, which we hate the most.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be talking about the second part, which is going to be episode 12 through 22. So watch along and listen to us, because we like to talk massive shit on this show.
Especially on Season 3.
Oh, Season 3 sucks ass. Anyway, but before we get into that, Miranda has some juicy book tea to tell us.
Yes. So this week I read 7 Dirty Secrets by Natalie Richards. So this week it was a bit of a mystery and kind of a thriller. Okay, there's like no murder or really anything. But, well, it was about a murder, but like no killing happened. That's what I'm trying to say. So basically it starts and we are focused on this girl. Her name's Cleo, and I don't really remember how it starts. I felt like it started a little slow because it was like hinting about this big mystery, but like in such vague details that I was like, where is this, like, is this gonna be worth it, basically?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be mean, but I was just a little like, what?
Yeah.
And so basically a couple, like, I would say like 60 pages in or so, we finally learned that they went to West Virginia. Her and 6 other friends. And so 7 people went, 6 people came home. And so she gets sent on a scavenger hunt on her birthday, okay? So we learned that a year ago, they went to West Virginia. 7 of them, 6 people came back.
Okay.
They were all best friends. 2, okay, so let me just use their names. Okay.
Not gonna remember them, but
No, but it will help me. So Cleo is the main girl. Her boyfriend Declan went.
Declan. Okay.
Her brother Connor went. Her best friend Hope went. Their best friend Valerie, her brother Aiden, and Hope's boyfriend Jack.
Okay.
So there's 2 couples, lots of siblings.
Okay.
So Declan is the one that doesn't come home.
Oh.
Yeah, her boyfriend. But he wasn't supposed to go on the trip because they had broken up.
What?
But he comes back apologizing, and she invited him on the trip, okay?
Okay, Archie.
Right? Now, I'm sure you're thinking, apologizing for what? Because I sure as fuck was.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all broke up, something
And
serious
it has to be like a
happened.
grand gesture, like you fucked up.
Mhm. So, that's part of the mystery. And we go on to learn that he was abusing her. Yeah. Abusing her. And this trip was for her birthday. And so he was like, it's gonna look bad if I'm not there. And she's like, we broke up. Everyone knows we broke up. And he's like, please, like, da-da-da-da. So she lets him go. Hope is pissed about it. Connor's pissed about it because her best friend, brother, they're mad.
Obviously.
Yeah, and Hope knows what's going on, and Connor only kind of knew, but he cornered Hope to figure out what was going on. He's like, why would she take him back? She said, like, it was done, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know my sister. And Hope's like, yeah, so he was, like, hitting her. And you remember when she went to the hospital a couple weeks ago? Yeah, it was because he caused the gash in the back of her head. Yeah, so now Connor's pissed. Yeah, okay. So that's what happened in West Virginia until the very end. This is what we know, like, the entirety of the book. So they're following this scavenger hunt. She quickly realizes all the places they're going are places and dates she had with Declan throughout their entire relationship. They're all holding significance. And then slowly but surely, they start receiving threats. Like video of Connor cleaning up the crime scene where he fell into the water, okay? So you're like, whoa, he didn't fall in and she was being abused. What the fuck is going on, right? Like, you're learning this all at the same time, right? You're like tripping. And basically, the last like 50 pages of the book, because that's when I went to sleep last night. I was like, I have 50 more, and I could tell, like, I was like, okay, we're about to get into figuring it all out, and I'm like exhausted. So I went to sleep, woke up this morning, finished the book. Basically, she
Smelling my foot and then licking. And now he's scratching himself.
So she was being abused by him. She broke up with him. And he conned his way into the trip because he was like, I'm going to make it right. I'm not going to be that person anymore, basically. Whatever. Hope and Jack were fake dating the entire time because Jack is gay and didn't want to tell people.
What?
Okay. So that was like the main tea. But okay, but about the mystery, or like the side tea, I guess. About the mystery. So, right before Declan fell in, she and Valerie, Cleo and Valerie, go on this walk. Everyone else is confronting Declan about the abuse.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, this is not cool, all this shit. Aiden storms off, who's Valerie's brother, storms off, and he ends up on this bridge. And Declan also storms off, and he's like, I'm gonna go find Cleo. So then Hope and Connor are like, no, we're gonna go find Cleo. Somehow Valerie and Cleo get just like
Separated.
Yeah, separated. I was gonna say disconnected. It's like, what? Not on a phone call. They get separated. Declan finds Cleo first. And he's choking her, and like, it's like violent. Like, she made a point throughout the whole book where it was like, he never hit me, but he would still leave bruises. Like, he would shove me into corners and stuff, which is how her head got gashed. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't beating her.
But he was doing
so
things
he could
on
say,
purpose.
right, he could say, oh, I don't beat her, but he was
Yeah.
still doing things intentionally to hurt her. So now it's like full violent. He's like choking the fuck out of her on the ground. She knees him in the balls and gets away, and she's like clinging to this
Good for
tree,
her.
right? Resourceful. She's clinging to this tree. He's trying to shove her in the river because she can't swim, and she shoves him first. He falls in, and like, it was rapids. It's like a rapid river, so he's like gone.
Yeah.
Connor saw the whole thing and starts like cleaning, like, you know, gets her away. She's like covered in blood and stuff, and his own, like, all these things from their
Yeah.
fight. He helps get her back to the cabin. Hope takes care of her, cleans her up. They have to call the cops and everything. While they're calling the cops, Connor is like picking like her hair tie up and like
Like
leaving
getting
the
rid
dirt.
of the evidence.
Yeah, so that it looks, you know, like she wasn't even there, and oh, I don't know, like he just fell in type
Yeah.
of thing. It's kind of the story they're gonna
Oh,
go
I
with.
don't know what he was doing there.
Right. Aiden, the whole time he's on the bridge, he was filming the whole fucking thing. So he goes on to work with Declan's brother. Now,
What the? Why? For
Oh,
what?
right? Because Declan's brother comes in and starts fake dating Cleo to punish her. He set up this entire scavenger hunt to get revenge on his brother. And that's how the book ends. It's like the whole reveal that Bennett, who was actually Sean,
What?
Declan's brother, sets up this scavenger hunt to punish her, to scare her. Him and Aiden were working together, but at the last minute, Aiden comes in and is like, this isn't right. She was just defending herself. Like, Bennett, Declan, or Sean, whatever his fucking name was, you're crazy. Like, and all Bennett can say to the brother is like, what would you do for your siblings? Like, that's his excuse. Yeah.
I'm sorry, if my sister was beating her husband, I would be on the husband's side.
Right? I was like,
What?
oh my god. And to go as far as to, like, fake date her and make her fall in love, he's like, they're like making out, like they're full blown, like she thinks it's a full blown relationship.
But does she know that that's his brother?
Not until the very end.
Oh.
When,
then I
because she thought the person she kept seeing in the shadows of her thing was Declan alive. Like, he made it out of the river somehow. But it's Bennett, and she never realized the similarities between Bennett and Declan. Like, physically.
Shit.
Yeah. So there's the whole storyline that Valerie and Aiden, she's gonna do whatever it takes to protect her brother. Bennett is doing whatever it takes to protect his brother Declan, or get revenge. And
Dude, the fucking
Connor-
tea in this book.
yeah, Connor and Cleo are doing whatever it takes to be siblings, protect each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I was trying to figure out how I'm going to sum it up, and I think that's the best way to do it.
Dude,
Like
that
I
was
said,
fucking good.
I was like, bro, are you kidding me?
Dude,
This is
that was so
insane.
good.
Yeah, it was so good. And for me, starting out like 60 pages in, and I'm like, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, it took
And the way it came out. So anyways, that's my book tea. And now we can get into the episode. Well, episodes.
yeah.
Uh,
I've read a couple, like a bunch on these episodes.
I know. I really don't know what happened with 12, so I'm very excited for you to tell me about it. But after that, I write a lot. I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. So last week we ended up with episode 11,
Mhm.
and that one was Hermione kills her lover boy,
Yes.
and she's like mayor and shit. Sweet Pea wants to be with Josie, and I love that. I think Sweet Pea is hot, not gonna lie. I think he's so hot. But him like actually wanting to be like in a relationship with her.
Yes.
And I'm also sad that he like disappears from the series.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we don't.
After a while though, it seems like we only have fangs. Now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Where do the serpents go?
Dude, literally, when I was watching season 4, I was like, where the fuck are the serpents? Like, where are they? Like, did they disappear?
Hello?
Like, what happened? Like, I'll get more into that later.
Yeah.
Next episode. There's a Bumble ad.
That's right. That's this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I read off this episode. I have no.
This is when.
But yes, the Bumble ad.
Yes. There's the Bumble ad incident where no, who's trying to? Is it Reg? Reg is on it. Reg is trying to find somebody else to date because Veronica basically like, I don't want to be with you.
That whole storyline, though, that really pisses me off. Like, make up your fucking mind. It's like you just want whoever's paying the most attention to you or something.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand. Or who you can't have. Because I guess she's into Archie when he's in jail until Reggie's like, no, I want to be with you. And she's like, oh!
And then they get together, and then Archie gets
And then
out.
Archie comes back, and she's like, oh, I want him, actually. And then she's like, ugh.
It just gets worse and worse. But I like Veronica and Reg.
I do too.
Way more. I feel like they're like a power couple, and
Yeah.
I just think that the 4 main characters, which is Archie, Veronica, Jughead, and Betty, are all like trauma bonded.
Yeah.
And that's why they can't go away from each other, because that's like, they know that they can come to each other and talk to each other about about this shit.
Right. And they don't, I don't feel like, I don't know, it's almost like they're with each other out of convenience, or that's what they feel like they should do.
That's what I'm saying,
Because, like, Reggie and Veronica actually feel like there's, like, a chemistry between them.
And they're not trauma bonded.
No. And, like, Veronica and Archie feel it's like they're having sex because, like, oh, we should have sex right now, or something. Like,
I hate the amount of time that they have sex in this show.
Yeah, that too. But I can't explain why it's like that, but it's like that.
But I can understand that it's like in high school, like lover addiction. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
And they think that this person is going to be their person for the rest of their lives. But at the same time, these kids are not living normal high school lives. Cheryl makes that announcement where she basically is saying that, like, oh, this one boy on ROTC is gay, and she outs Moose.
Yeah, that was not cool.
And Kev's all mad about it, and it wasn't 100%. You should not do that.
No.
Never.
No.
No. Don't out anybody. Let them do it. They're already dealing with enough. Like,
Yeah.
no,
No.
don't do it.
I don't even understand why she did that. Like, what
I
was
don't
she
either.
trying to get out of it?
I 100% don't get it either, because especially with everything she's dealt with her mom.
Yeah.
Like, your mom said she was a conversion camp, and you think outing someone is the best idea?
Yeah.
No.
No.
You should know better than that, Cheryl. Veronica blows up that, or she makes the drug thing disappear or whatever. Her in the prison, the drug making shit, and then Hermione makes her come up with the money.
Yeah.
You're asking a 17-year-old to come up with that kind of money
Yeah.
in Riverdale?
Riverdale.
Ugh. I just couldn't. And then they get Ascension Night letters, like all the parents or whatever.
Yes.
Is this the one where that Ascension Night? That's where Betty's the one that sent out those letters, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So that
that's
they
where I
all
just
come to Le Bon Nuit.
And then like Reg fucking decides to rob his dad
Oh my god.
so that he can come up with this money, and then he ends up getting shot. The amount of children that get shot in this show, it is way too much. I cannot.
No. And it's not even like Fred getting shot in like F or Pops. No, it's just like they're doing stupid shit
Yeah.
that they shouldn't be doing as
All the
children.
fucking time. Their lives are threatened constantly.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Ridiculous.
constantly. Moose tells his dad, which is very brave of him.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable doing that, go ahead and do it. But he's like so happy, and like you can see that he's like finally like comfortable being out, and it's so nice to see. And then we find out fucking Jughead's mom is the new drug dealer in Riverdale, which I cannot.
This starts a whole storyline that I just could not stand in season 3. As we know, we hate season 3. That was just another cherry on top of this sundae.
No. I will say, I like her character though.
Oh, yes.
I love her character, and I like the little star tattoos that she has on the side of her face.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
they work for her.
Yes.
I think my only problem with her is like I think she's a good character. Like I like Penny Peabody, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I don't like her as a mom or anything. Like
as a parent,
garbage. No, because she feels very like pick me, where she's like, my son returned home, which we were talking about like last episode and everything, and then this continues on.
Episode 13.
Ooh.
This one. Alice is officially fucking crazy.
Yes. She gets out her wedding dress.
To get baptized in.
What? Okay, your wedding dress to a murderer? You're now gonna start your new life in, or whatever. You're gonna get baptized in it. However you're considering that, it is like giving yourself a clean slate. That's the whole point of a baptism.
I think the reason why I hate season 3 so much is because maybe I hate season 4. Is it season 4? No, I hate season 3. But I think it's because since I've watched season 4 already, rewatching it again, like season 3, I think that's why it sucks so bad.
Yeah.
Because it goes on to explain like all this fucking shit, like they fucking pull shit out their ass.
Oh yeah.
About these storylines.
Oh yeah.
And none of it makes any sense.
No, I feel like I was so lost the entire season 3. But there's like we were talking about, there's like 4 big storylines going on.
Yes.
All 4 of these have like 8 tiny storylines going on. What am I supposed to follow?
Yeah, so I think that's why I hate season 3.
Yeah.
Because season 4, they like try to backtrack and be like, oh no, this is actually what happened.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
no. Suck at this.
No. Anyways.
Oh, I wrote, since when has Veronica worn glasses? She was fucking in there like fucking working out. She was just wearing glasses. That's the only time I've ever seen her wear glasses.
Where did those come from? And then
this is where we start the atrocious timeline.
Don't say it.
Archie starts boxing. I think Archie's an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah. Stepped like right on like a part of my thigh, so it like pinched it. Oh, okay.
That's the worst. But I think he's an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
Because throughout the seasons, I don't think there's an episode that goes by that Archie isn't in a fight.
No. Or doing something like outrageous.
Yeah, that can like risk his life.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that 1,000 freaking %.
Why does Archie want to fight so bad?
I don't get it. I don't.
Like,
what are you so angry about?
Oh, I just thought of
What?
something. Is that his form of like self-harm? Because not only does he get to beat people, people beat him up, and he's always beat up.
Yeah. I feel like
I think he's
I don't
talks
know.
to a therapist.
Yeah, I don't know if it's so far as like he wants to get hurt, like maybe like subconsciously, but I feel like he thinks like, oh, I've done this to my dad. He feels like the need to punish himself almost, but it's all so subconscious that if you were to say it to him, he's like, no, I'm boxing because I'm good at it. But like you can see he wants like, or maybe it's just the writing or whatever, but like he always seems to take a fight or be like looking for the next fight when something is happening.
But I think it's so much that he knows he's not smart or like educated as much.
Right, exactly. And that's another
so
way
he's like trying to take on like, he's trying to be like, I'm good at this, so let me try to take this all the way.
And then he's subconsciously like, oh, this is almost like the Black Hood, like fixing his sins.
Yes.
You know, yeah, okay. Anyways.
I wrote the farm contract. I don't remember what that was about.
It's not the interview, is it? That's not this episode.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what I wrote that for. I need to put down like context for these.
Yeah, sometimes. Me too. I don't remember when this was, but I wrote Hiram accusing his entire family of crossing him when he was like, ugh.
That was fucking hard. Listen, I fucking hate this season. I put the gang war because then the serpents fight the pretty poisons.
Oh yeah, I think this was about that because I said the pretty poisons are pretty bitter. Because I was like, anyway.
I like their name though.
Yeah.
I like their name.
Absolutely.
Also, where the fuck did the Pussycats go?
I don't know because
they fucking dispersed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because she started working at Le Bon Nuit doing jazz.
But even before that, we hardly saw them anymore because I think Val, she kind of dipped out, and Melody was barely.
Josie's trying to focus on going to Harvard or like getting into Juilliard.
Yeah.
Yes, so that makes sense.
Okay. Why does Tony want to be queen so bad? Like, because I understand like the pretty poisons are her gang or whatever, but she at some point, I don't remember exactly what she said, again, she should probably write more context, But she made the comparison to being like, oh, I wanted to be Serpent Queen or something along those
Yeah.
lines. Why? Like, why do you?
It
It's
doesn't
almost
make
like
any
she's
sense.
like not happy if she's not in control.
That's what.
But the
Yeah.
whole time she's always been like, the serpent is my family.
It literally was her family. Like her grandpa was
Exactly.
a serpent also.
So that's why I'm like, why do you want to be queen?
I don't know.
What?
Okay. I wrote, this is a quote, "We are living a prophecy." Which, like, what the fuck? I'm talking about the Gargoyle King. So, like, if Moose's dad isn't the Gargoyle King, then who the fuck is the Gargoyle King?
Yeah.
We don't fucking know. I put, the fight/boxing is hard for me to watch. I was a boxer for 4 years, and everything about them doing boxing in this show is done so wrong. Like, I cannot. It was very, very hard for me to watch. Don't want to talk about it anymore. That timeline
Okay.
needs to disappear.
Then I'll bring up a quote. It's from Archie. He says, "I'm an ex-con."
No, you're not. You got
Sir,
acquitted.
You're like 17, and you were acquitted. I think you need to calm down.
Sir, you got acquitted. You're not a no.
And then we learned that Kevin is a farmie.
Oh yeah. And then that was a good stretch. And then we get to Alice is finally getting ready to get baptized.
Yes.
And we find out the way that she needs to be fucking reborn in water
Yes.
is by Polly fucking drowning her.
own mother. But then helps Betty pull her out.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Like, Betty comes in, she saves her mom. Her mom's like already done fighting for her life, basically underwater. Betty pulls her out, and then she helps her come out of it. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand. And then,
And now she's reborn.
she says, "No, Betty, I was reborn."
Yeah.
No, bitch, your daughter tried to fucking drown you. That's the contract. It was like a waiver or whatever, saying like if she died, that it wasn't on them.
Yeah.
That's what the contract was. Psh, I remember. Oh, my suck free photo. But, and then we get, I hate that the endings of every episode, it's like cut back and forth, so you have to like see one part and then like, I feel like like the end of every episode is like that, where it's like, you go to like Jug and them having sex to fucking Betty and Archie having, or like not Betty and Archie, what the fuck? But you get what I'm saying, like, it's just like this back and forth that I hate, like, so show me one scene and then show me the other, like.
Yeah, I agree.
But Josie and Archie are like a thing now.
Yes, because I wrote earlier at like the very beginning, but it wasn't worth bringing up because I was going to talk about it at the end. I was like, are Archie and Josie a thing?
That's what.
And then I said, very much a thing. But I don't understand why we get like no establishment of like any sort of like
But the only
build up.
The build up is that she's like, you need to take a cold shower, literally and figuratively.
And then
that's
all
when
of
they
a
start
sudden,
their shit.
Yes. What?
But yeah, my last note for this episode is I put Alice has gone nuts.
We're selling the Cooper home. That was my last.
Yeah, because she's trying to sell the house.
Yeah.
So that she gets rid of everything finally.
Yeah, so then that's what episode 14 starts with, is Betty's fun facts while Alice is giving tours to the potential home buyer. She's like, yeah, the murder house.
Oh, and then Alice changes her name.
Oh,
So from Alice Cooper to Alice
Smith.
And this is, while this one was airing, while episode 14 was airing, was the episode that Luke Perry died.
Yeah.
Which, R.I.P. him. We will talk about it more next episode because
Season 4, episode 1
was a tribute, and that
in
was
memoriam.
yes, and we'll talk about it when we
We
get there.
will.
I don't want to get sad now.
That's for sure. Oh my god, I might cry. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm a wild with mascara, so. I wrote down a quote.
Okay.
Cheryl to the farm girl. What's her name? Evelyn?
Uh-huh.
Evelyn Never Never?
Sure. We're not going back to Evan Ever. I'm was just editing episode 5, and I was fucking in tears listening to us. Because then at one point we literally were like, I go, Edgar, ever, no, never. And I was like, oh, I thought it would be better if I started with the first name.
Okay. But yes, Evelyn. They're like arguing or whatever. They're talking shit to each other. Mm-hmm. And she goes, Cheryl goes to the farm girl, you daughter of Manson. But like, that is like the best line in this whole fucking series. Like,
yes.
It fits so well. Gotta love you, Cheryl. I love you until you go crazy.
And then she comes back. Eventually.
Just like hanging on by a thread.
I loved that the leaders of 2 separate gangs needed to meet with the high school principal.
Dude.
Like, I mean, you just needed a reminder that the leader of 2 separate gangs who, at least one, I don't really know what's going on in the Pretty Poisons, have adult men and women in them, had to meet with the high school principal. Not about their kids, no, about themselves.
But also,
it's not like FP was in there. No.
But FP couldn't be in it. FP couldn't be in it.
Exactly.
Because he's retired.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Jughead took over.
Yep.
Okay. This random kid. Oh, this is when that little kid comes in, that like abandoned kid.
Oh. I don't like this story either.
Me either. I said a random kid has the same mark as Archie, and it's the what is it?
Mark of sacrifice.
The mark of sacrifice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you're going for what the shape was. I don't remember what it looks like.
No. I was trying to remember what it was for. And then Archie says, "I've been in your shoes." Archie, how? This kid is literally telling you how his foster parents suck ass and he's sleeping on the streets. How? How are you in his fucking shoes?
Exactly. You've never been without a home, a bed, a father figure, a mother figure. They've never abandoned you.
Your dad literally soundproofed the garage for you so you could play music in there. Like, your parents up to this point.
Your mom comes
everything.
Running.
Yes.
Anytime you need her, just because she's in Chicago for her career, she gets on the next plane, train, car, whatever it takes to get to Riverdale.
Yes.
To save your ass. Remember when you were going to jail and she was your lawyer?
And then he leaves the kid at Pop's.
Mm-hmm.
And then Archie goes to school because apparently they still have time for that. And he comes back and he's like, "Hey Pops, like where's that kid that I left here?" And then Pop's like, "I don't know where he is, but look at what he drew on his mat. He spent a couple hours working on this shit." And the kid drew the Gargoyle King. Like, are you kidding me?
Pops the nanny.
Why do all these kids like to draw the Gargoyle King?
I don't know.
Draw something else. Draw a tree, please.
I don't know what this is about. Maybe you will. I said, how is this a secret if the entire small town knows about it? But I don't know.
Is it about Le Bon Nuit? The fucking speakeasy? The secret speakeasy that
I think
everybody
it is.
fucking knows about?
I think it is because there's some sort of small storyline regarding it where she's like, anyways, okay. It doesn't
I'm
matter.
trying to see if I have anything.
Also, because then my next note is Veronica's back at the Pembroke.
Oh.
And when did that happen?
I literally, for the rest of this episode, I don't have anything on Veronica. So you might be right.
So something happened with Le Bon Nuit.
Yeah.
And I want to know why it's a secret. The entire small town knows about it. Who's it a secret from?
Right?
Like, even the mayor knows. Because it's your mom. And then, but why did Veronica go back to the Pembroke?
I have no idea.
Okay. As long as no one else knows. If you do know, comment. Let us know.
So Betty stays after school or whatever, and then she walks by with a farmies meeting or whatever, and they're all holding their hands on top of a fucking Bunsen burner.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Which then leads to Kevin and the farm threatening Betty.
Oh, and that shit was good.
But why? Like, or no, I understand. I agree. It's
She
good,
like
but,
blackmails her, but
why? Why? She's 16.
yeah.
17. I don't know how old they are now.
I hate the boxing storyline.
Yep.
I really fucking do.
Yep.
And then, what's his name? The guy that got kicked out of the Serpents that used to be a gargoyle.
Joaquin?
No, not Joaquin.
Oh.
The guy,
Oh, Tallboy.
no, not Tallboy.
Who are you talking about?
The guy that used to be a part of the Gargoyle. No, the other gang that
The Gargoyles.
yes, and he got recruited into being a serpent, and then when they had that meeting that like, oh,
Oh, I don't know what the fuck his name is.
I don't either, but that guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Now I do.
He is hangs upside down in the staircase,
Yeah.
and then just bloop, drops him.
And then who was it? FP or not?
It's
Jug and
Jug and
Sweet
Sweet
Pea catch him by letting him just land on them, and they all three wind up on their backs on the ground.
I just don't understand. I don't
Okay.
get it. And then, hop forward, Betty comes home, and her mom's like packing her shit up, and then she's like, oh, there's an anonymous buyer for our house. Why is there so much fucking anonymous buyers in this fucking town? I thought this was a poor town.
Yeah.
But somebody bought it.
And then
Oh, what do you got?
I was gonna say, we find out that the homeless kid is Joaquin's brother, and he wants to kill Archie too.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said, I have to finish.
What my brother started.
Yeah. And then the kid stabs Archie.
At least they didn't kiss first.
And then he has the red Paladin card.
Mhm.
So it means Archie's still the red Paladin. Whatever that fucking means.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we find out.
Oh, and then she hires, who does she hire? She hires somebody to, Veronica hires somebody to, like, take care of the casino
Mhm.
or whatever. And I literally put kids protecting a casino.
Yeah.
You're fucking shitting me. They're children.
Then we see. Well, this is like the end of the episode, actually. So. Okay. So we see Betty carrying a candle around, and I wrote, why is Betty carrying a candle around? And then I said, oh, she's pulling a Cheryl because she lit the curtains on fire. What?
I literally said the same thing. They're like, why the fuck is she carrying this candle around? Like, there's light in her house. But yeah, she's trying to burn down her house.
Yeah, but just the curtains.
Because an anonymous buyer, she got tired of fucking packing up.
Pissed. Episode 15.
Hold on. This one's doing something.
Stop
What are you
the
digging
shelf!
for?
You're gonna spill her coffee. Come on. Come on. Hi, sweet baby.
You stole my pillow!
You can lay in between us. Yes, come on, sweet baby. Okay, episode 15.
Ugh.
Start, and we find out the anonymous buyer was the Joneses
Yes.
for the Cooper home.
Yes. Also in this part, where's Hot Dog?
Oh,
And also, is it a different dog? Because they have another. You see another dog in the series, but is that the new Hot Dog? They just replace him?
I don't
Like,
know.
what is this?
I don't know.
I was real worried.
Yeah.
Oh, and then so Alice stops giving a fuck about Betty, basically.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, oh, I'm gonna go live at the farm because they're building up. They bought the sisters or whatever. I'm gonna go live there. Where the fuck does she think Betty's gonna go?
I guess she thought that would get her in the farm.
But like,
Now that you say it like that, because I didn't really think about it. But you're right. Yeah,
Like, where does
she's
she-
selling the
she's-
home, and she's gonna go live at the farm. Where's Betty supposed to be? Because Hal's in jail and Holly's at the farm. Like,
we find out that Hiram wants to kill Archie.
yep. Are we surprised?
Not really.
No.
But he's literally a child. He's like a 17-year-old
Yes.
child.
Yes.
Because this year
They're juniors.
they're juniors, so he's like 16,
They're gonna be
17.
15, yeah.
But I was just like, dude, why?
Hey,
he's
that's
a literal child.
Yeah.
So, Alice all of a sudden like cares if FP likes her,
Yeah.
which that was fucking weird.
I feel like she's threatened because Gladys is back. It's always been like, you don't have another decision. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
could just
now
sleep with me.
it just doesn't make any sense to me because, like, ma'am, you're in love with Chad Michael Murray.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
What? Like, that's what's gonna
Supposedly.
bring you. If FP told you to leave the farm, you would leave the farm? Like, but not your daughter?
Yeah, I didn't. What?
I put, if it's a speakeasy, why does everyone know about it?
Oh, yes.
This is when I talk about it.
Yes. That's what I was saying in the last one. Yeah, exactly.
Hiram bought the boxing gym.
Yeah.
And then gave it to fucking Archie, like.
No strings attached. I call bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote.
I put they are kids fighting no adults. Like, what? I don't understand. I said, we get it. Archie can fight. Oh. This is where they challenge all the people that have the red pouncing car.
Yes.
So,
yeah, I thought that was
I was like, what?
Stupid.
But it's just like a whole bunch of these kids trying to fight Archie at the same time. And then he gets bit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Okay, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Out of here.
And then I thought Cheryl and Tony were kind of cringe this episode.
Yes.
This, like, hasn't been foreplay. Like, the whole pretty poisons and
yeah, like,
everything.
they were, like, starting to get distant from each other because of it.
And then now it's like it's foreplay. They have makeup sex.
In
fight.
the Bon Louis.
Yeah. And then they fight and Tony says she's moving out.
Yeah.
Right after the makeup
and then,
sex.
Also, before all of this, we've, like, when they're arguing about the pretty poisons, Tony pays Cheryl's grandma fucking rent.
Yeah, that was.
I was confused about that part.
Yeah.
The prison guard wanting to fight Archie.
Oh my god.
Like, he's a literal child.
Child.
And then Hiram gives him the gym. I put, what has he given up for her? And then I put Reg and Veronica. I don't really know what that was talking about.
I think there's some sort of.
They're like going at it because he wants to be with her. She doesn't want to be in a relationship with him. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I've given up so much for you. You're literally in high school.
Yeah, what have you given up? What, you took a job at her business.
Yeah, like if
now.
you weren't there, your dad wasn't going to be beating you.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? And I put, what's wrong with the parents on this show? But now you can go on to
So, speaking of the parents, I have a little bit of a note about, it's not very what the fuck, the storyline, but in this episode, FP is turning 50,
Yes.
and Gladys is throwing him a birthday party.
at Le Bon Louis.
But here is the math. If he's turning 50 today, he had to have been 34 when he had Jug. But him and Alice were in the same grade, and Alice had Charles at 17 to 18. How much older do we think Betty is than Charles? Because let's say it's 4 years. Let's say she went to college, got out, had Betty with Hal, who she also met in high school. So how likely is that? Also, that would make Polly only 2 years-ish younger than Charles if they waited till the end of college to have Betty. So, okay, for argument's sake, let's say they had Polly
Yes.
4 years later. So there's 4 years between Charles and Polly. If Alice had Charles at 18, that means she was 22 when she had Polly, and like 24 when she had Betty. This would make Alice, right now, 38-ish. But FP is turning 50? What? Do we really think they waited until they were in their 30s to have these children? With
No.
all of
That
these
doesn't make
people
any
they met
sense.
in high school?
No.
Literally, that means every single one of the parents would have had to wait
Especially
until they were
because
30.
Didn't they get married like right after high school?
Yeah, that's what they like. That's what I've always understood. Because we also go on to find out in this season, Alice and Hal have been married for 25 years.
Yeah.
So, what is that? Would be
They got married at 18.
18. That's
30. It's like 41.
which is roughly about the math I calculated.
Yeah.
With them having Betty and Polly right after college.
Yeah.
Which I would believe that. I would believe that they got married near high school, but waited until they were graduated college.
Holy fuck, I did not. put
I
that
just was
together.
like, FP's 50. What?
Yeah.
And then I like
It threw
actually
me off like
started.
how old they made it.
Mm-hmm. And when you actually start like calculating it, I was like, this doesn't make a bit of sense.
No. Episode 16 is a musical, and we hate musicals. I watched the first musical episode, which was Carrie, because I like Carrie. And so Miranda watched this one because it's over Heather's, and she likes Heather's.
I like Heather's. So, my first note, the musical, OMG.
But am I right to say that it was both in this season, that they did 2 musicals in one season?
I don't know.
Let me look back.
No, because the Black Hood kills Midge.
Yeah, and he comes back this season.
Right, but you just watched Carrie. In season 2. We've already watched Carrie. And it was like episode 18. Yeah, episode 18 of the musical was the musical of season 2.
Oh, of season 2. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still fucking.
It's very close. Okay, so my first note that I wrote was I keep forgetting about the main and side character relationships, like Archie and Josie are kind of like touched on as they're getting ready for this. So right now, Tony and Cheryl are broken up. Tony is going to be the choreographer. And
when does she know how to dance?
I don't know. No fucking idea. But Cheryl is irritated about it because now she has to put up with Tony.
Yeah. I didn't even know they broke up.
Yeah, well, remember they had the...
Yeah.
I
was just like, wait, what? Like,
and Evelyn is going to be Kevin's co-director. And Betty, like, gets in his face about it and is like, why do you need a co-director? And he's like, because someone was murdered last time. Bitch, what the fuck? Cheryl and Tony are fighting through every song they rehearse. It's like super stupid. They're like, because they're fighting through the song and like the dance moves, or like Cheryl doesn't listen to what Tony wants and like steps in front of her. It was the stupidest thing.
But okay, do you? Because I know we had talked about. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. But do you understand what I meant when like they make Cheryl sing like in a very low note?
Yeah.
And I hated that the whole time.
Yeah, I felt like they did it again. Even though I
sucked.
feel like they don't when she's like in the Pussycats or...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I agree 1,000%. Then FP's old trailer is stolen. And that continues to play out. It's like looking into your soul. That continues to play out, and it was stolen by Gladys to be a mobile drug lab.
oh, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
For the next episode.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Hermione and Hiram tell Veronica that they're getting divorced. She throws a huge fit, and Hiram pins all of it on Hermione and her efforts to kill him. That is the source of their divorce.
So
not the fact that he pushed her to want to murder him.
Yeah.
No. This is the best part to me. The farm is going to throw a pre-show after party.
What does that even mean? A pre-show after party?
I don't know, but Evelyn gets up there. She's like, I know usually the rap parties happen after the play has already been done, but we're doing a pre-show rap party. And I was like, girl, it's not a rap party. It's just a fucking party.
Yeah, you're just...
And she wants everyone to come in character. Yeah. So then they're like singing songs. It's stupid. And at this party, after they have a big old musical number, Evelyn leads a confessional, and every side character and main character relationship comes out. So people did not know up until now that Archie and Josie were dating. And there was another one that I didn't write down. It was Sweet Pea and Josie.
Oh, I love Sweet Pea and Josie.
They also, like, because he's like, he makes, like, some sort of comment about, like, oh, am I not good enough? Like, I know. He is so cute. He makes some comment about not being good enough, and she needed a North Sider or whatever. Tony wears red to school, and Cheryl kicks her out of school, literally out of school. She tells her, you need to go to school somewhere else, and Tony sings a song about it. Walking through the halls in her red jumpsuit. Tony,
we all know it's Cheryl's color.
A song about it.
Yeah.
Jug goes trailer hunting.
For how much I hate this season.
select few are having a seance with a ton of candles, and Kevin and Fangs are joined hands in front of the entire seance with all these candles. It looks like they're getting fucking married. And we find out Weatherby is in the farm.
Oh my god.
Tony. Wait, what is this? Oh, Tony brings Cheryl tea and says she has a toxic way of loving humans. Me too, Willow. Basically meaning, that she basically, when she says it, you can tell she's meaning like, I'm still in love with you and I want to be with you, but you have a toxic way of showing your love to anybody and everybody.
Yes.
Here's a good quote from Betty that I had to share. When did our lives go from who will we sit by on the bus to drug lord mothers and serial killer fathers? It might have been Jug, now that I say it. It was either Betty or Jug. And I was like, Monica.
I think it was Jug.
Monica has to hear this one.
God.
Then Hiram tells Veronica they're actually getting divorced because both he and Hermione betrayed him and this isn't family anymore. She makes them go to the show together. In response. Now Tony and Cheryl are back together, just made up. After she said, you have a toxic way of loving people. Lay down.
Down.
Right before they need to be on stage, Betty and Jug burn the trailer and make out in front of it. Get down. Get down. Because while he was trailer hunting, that's when he finds out that Gladys bought it to be a mobile drug lab. And he's like, you're not doing that. Go. And he's like, you're not doing that to my childhood home.
So he just burns it down?
Yeah.
What is up with these people in fire?
They just light it on fire, make out in front of it, go to the show with soot all over their face somehow. I don't know how.
They're rustling all around.
They perform, and we only see the performance of the final number, which has the dramatic ending of a slow clap. Everyone's looking around, wondering why, and someone all in white stands up. We cut to Evelyn. She says, I knew my dad would make it, and they slow zoom into Edgar, who's leading the slow clap, and then slowly everyone else from the farm stands up wearing white, performs a slow clap. People are staring, and we meet Edgar.
Edgar never. I said that wrong. Edgar.
Evan
never. Never ever. Whatever freaking it is.
I can't with this. Why can't we say it?
Evelyn never.
Edgar. Evan never.
What?
Every time.
I think it's the Edgar that fucks us up.
Evelyn. Evan never. Edgar. Evan never.
Stop. Okay.
Episode 17.
You get introduced to hot Chad Michael Murray. Because I'm watching like Awkward along with like watching this the season and stuff. It was so weird for like the comparison because they're both like high school and like Awkward has more like relatable not really relatable but more like life like teenage like high school drama than Riverdale. So it's like the comparison is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna go.
Okay,
so now we're going on to episode 17.
Yes, Jug is trying to run Gladys out of town.
But like, why is she threatening Jughead? Like, Jughead comes to her and like, I don't understand that. Like, it's your literal child that you birthed, you carried around for 9 months and you pushed him out, and now you're threatening him?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand.
No, I don't either.
Cheryl is trying to join the farm because Betty asked her to, so that she can try to figure out what's happening at the Sisters of Quiet Mercy place.
Yes.
And then we find out that, like, technically, Cheryl doesn't have to be initiated because she's already been initiated. Sir, we don't have fit.
Get down.
Why are you the crazy one today?
Honestly.
Usually you're the calmest one. But we find out that she's basically been already baptized because the Sweetwater River with Jason situation.
Yeah.
And then she's been reborn in fire she set at her house.
Yes. I was fascinated with this farm interview between Evelyn and Betty because, like, just the questions, I want to know how accurate it was to, like, if Evelyn's just being, like, kind of hostile with Betty because of everything she's been up to, or if that's, like, how everyone's interview goes with.
Yeah. Elio is back, which, like, Elio, like, comes back at the most random fucking moments, and I cannot.
No, yeah.
I put, well, I don't know what you have next, but I put, why is Veronica trying to keep her parents together the most normal thing in this show?
I know, but then what I don't understand is, like the way she, like, flip-flops. So she's like, I hate my dad. No, don't leave, Dad.
She's literally been, like, telling her mom, like, leave him, don't be with him or whatever, he's bad for you, and all this other shit, and now she's like, no, stay together. But, like, it's literally the most, like, normal thing that's happened in the show so far, where, like, a kid is fighting to keep her parents together.
Yeah, I agree. I want to know how Mad Dog got Archie's home phone number. He's in prison. What, did he leave it there before he ran out the grate? Like, what the fuck?
And then I put Cheryl becomes a farmie.
Yeah, but I love that she kept calling the entire time before she actually became a farmie. She kept saying Betty Snooper.
Yeah.
Okay,
and this is when they talk about that they burned down the drug lab or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where I was like, where the fuck did this come from? But it makes more sense now that you explain that episode to me.
Yeah.
And then Jug starts fighting. Who does he fight with?
I don't know,
but I put Jug fighting kind of hot. I'm here for it.
So then all these kids from the prison are gonna come live at Archie's old gym.
Yes.
What the fuck?
I don't get that.
No.
Is this the same episode where Mad Dog gets out?
Yeah, that's why. So he calls Archie's home phone number to say, I'm getting out. And I was like, how did you obtain this number? And then apparently, like, Baby Teeth and a couple others are also getting out.
Yeah.
And
It's because Veronica, it, like, threatens the mayor or the governor of the city or whatever to, like, release them, and she's like, well, they can all testify that you were there, and then all this other shit. So that's what happens, and they get out.
Yeah, they get out, and now they need a place to live, so they're all gonna live at the old gym for some fucking reason.
I wrote, can the G&G timeline be over?
Honestly, like, I'm so over it.
Yeah.
So over it.
And then I put, it's, again, parents versus kid. Like, they're always all fighting. And then Cheryl, we find out why Cheryl became a farmie, and it's because she got to see her brother.
She can see Jason.
That's been dead.
Yeah, which is kind of like, what?
Yeah.
So now, I think we're ready for episode 18.
I have three more lines.
Oh shit, that was the last thing I wrote about.
No, because this one isn't really like a what the fuck moment.
Okay.
But,
no, you're fine.
why does Edgar feel so threatened by Betty?
I don't know.
Like, you're a grown adult. Why are you so threatened?
But I feel like it's because it seems like he can't brainwash her.
Yeah.
So I think that's where he's feeling threatened.
Yeah. And then my last two lines are, like, together, but it's about, Jughead and his mom and his dad.
Yes.
Like, why doesn't he just tell his dad?
I know.
He's literally the sheriff.
And he's like, well, like, he's like, he doesn't want to ruin her image, but who the fuck cares? Like,
yeah.
I did not get that at all.
I don't understand it. He wants to bring her down, but won't tell his dad that's literally a sheriff.
Yeah. What are you going to do when she's brought down? What? I don't get that at all.
But yeah, Now we can talk about episode 18. I'm so over this season.
Yeah. I feel like this was like, okay, so next.
I'm bored of this one. Next,
so
again, I wrote baby teeth, that name.
Yeah. Now Betty recruits Tony.
Yes, so try and take.
Betty, you just lost Cheryl. What about Tony?
Yes.
They're literally a brainwashing cult, and you know this.
Yeah. And then she's like, I have to show you something of like how he died or whatever. And she just has the video on her laptop. Like just chilling there. Who would want that there?
Well, Betty gave it to her. At the end of the conversation where she's like, we need to get Cheryl back.
You need to show her this video.
Yeah.
But
then why does Betty just have it?
like she just has it chilling like on her laptop. Like
But we
nothing.
don't worry, we threw away the playbook. Jesus Christ. Veronica goes into the men's sauna. To do, she wants to do some sort of business.
With Elio.
Yeah, with Elio.
Yeah.
And so she just goes into the men's sauna.
I put the man's foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, they're really trying to cross lines with this Fizzle Rocks bullshit. Oh my god.
And then Betty drugs Alice.
Yeah, chloroforms her or whatever.
Yeah, and then she like takes her to the
Jesus.
bunker and she's like, I chloroformed you.
Oh my god.
Like, is this her plan the whole time? I put, why are people on, is it Jingle Jangle now?
I think so.
Or is it Fizzle Rocks? Whatever it is, they're
Either
going
way.
crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, I think when they're going crazy, it's Fizzle Rocks.
I think this was, I want to say this is either Cheryl or somebody else, but this, I wrote, it's a quote. I put, ruin her, bitch, I love her.
I wrote the same quote. It's Tony about
Yes!
Cheryl.
Okay.
To Evelyn, because Evelyn's like, you need to get out of her life. You're gonna ruin her.
Oh.
And Tony's like, ruin her?
Yeah,
Bitch,
yeah.
I love her. I wrote the same fucking quote. Oh.
Oh.
At this point, I'm basically just screaming at Betty, like, let your mother go. This is
Right.
getting over the top. It's too much. It's ridiculous at this point.
And then like, for later on in season 4, this just doesn't make sense to me. It's fucking ridiculous. But she leaves her mom in the fucking bunker.
Yeah.
And
To get clean.
then Alice just burns all the fucking photos. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I put, how is Betty crazy strong?
Okay.
Like, she's
Yes.
fucking strong.
Yes.
Alice is now scared of Betty, which, like, understandably,
Mm-hmm.
especially knowing what she knows that we find out in season 4.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do we find out season? No, we find out this season.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. So, I think the next thing that happens is Cheryl tells Tony she's choosing Jason, so Tony chooses the farm,
Yes,
but then
so
we
they can be
find
together.
out, you think it's so they can be together, and then a couple scenes later, she comes to Betty and she's like, let's get this show on the road, basically, like, so she's also gonna start working with Betty. Yeah,
Yes, I think so.
but it doesn't last very long.
No.
Okay.
I put, why does Hal have such a nice cell? Like, there's no windows or anything, but he looks like a jail that you just go in for a day and you're just chilling.
Yeah.
He has a nice fucking cell.
Yeah.
Um,
Glass box.
and then we have Archie's fighting someone and the boxer's foaming out of the mouth.
Yep.
Like,
Like
what
on
the
Fizzle
fuck?
Rocks.
Yes. And then I put, what the fuck Jelly Bean got to do with anything?
Oh my god.
Because they bring Jelly Bean into this.
And Hal wants to come home. That was my last note.
Yes.
Because I guess he's in a separate town, which answers our question from last episode when we were talking about season 3. We were like, where did they get this type of shit in Riverdale? Well, they're not in Riverdale.
Yes.
Episode 19.
19. We're so close to finishing. This
Jesus Christ.
I didn't really like
Okay.
this episode, but I just want to talk about the last 2 episodes. So let's get
I know.
through this.
Let's get through this.
Kurt is making them. Kurt's. That's his name. Kurt's.
Oh.
Kurt's
yes.
is making them play G&G.
to get
the family.
Jelly Bean back. Yes.
Yes. Why is Archie always going to jail?
Oh my god.
He gets in trouble so much.
Josie's dad comes back, and I think he ends up watching her perform, and, hold on.
Is it this episode?
Well, I know he comes back. Oh, yeah. And then, okay.
Yeah.
Josie's dad comes back, just to get Josie out of the way. Josie's dad comes back.
And he's a dick.
He's a dick, but he does end up coming to watch her perform. He offers her a job to go on the road, which in real life, this is the storyline so that she can go be on Katie Keene.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I looked it up because she goes to be Katie's roommate in New York. And I only remember this because, like, in the next episode or something, when Veronica mentions Katie Keene by name, I was like, oh, I think this is when they were coming out with that spinoff. But it's not really a spinoff.
Yeah.
But they used Riverdale to start Katie Keene, basically.
I've never even watched that.
No, I haven't either. Maybe it'd be good for the podcast. But anyways, so now Josie's out of the way, but
yes.
I just thought that was really interesting.
Jughead's mom is willing to, like, lie and not say that she is the drug dealer in town now. But
Yes.
your daughter is in danger. Like, okay,
Yeah.
understandable it coming from her because, like, literally you abandoned one of your children. But at the same time, like, it's your kid. Like, you're willing to die and let her fucking die for this?
Yeah.
No, just fucking tell her. Or fucking tell the truth.
Exactly.
We find out that the Farmies are anti-vaxxers.
I wrote that too! And that Edgar is gonna adopt the twins.
Oh,
I don't understand this at all.
I don't either.
You're marrying Alice, their grandmother. Like, their mother is still Polly. Why are you adopting them?
Yeah, it doesn't
I didn't
make
get
any
that.
sense.
Mm-mm.
So now you're married, not really married, to Alice
Mhm.
and
Evelyn.
Evelyn. Well, we don't really know that at this point, but
Right, but we
it's
do
just too
later
much.
on.
Yes. But then, the Joneses have to fucking play G&G, and Pops ends up shooting Jughead's dad.
Yeah,
FP.
FP. Because he fought back on getting robbed again.
Yes.
And then we do find out Evelyn's identity around this time frame. I can't believe that she's been a high school student for a decade.
Yeah, and then her
What?
age doesn't make any sense.
No.
Because they said she's 21.
28.
28? I don't know. I wrote 21, but I wasn't sure if it was 26 or 28. So she's older than 20, and she's married to Edgar.
Yeah.
Which, what the hell?
And
I
how old
don't-
is Edgar supposed to be? Okay, now
I don't know. But in finding that out, Betty goes to Penelope
Mm-hmm.
and is like, hey, they're trying to take the twins from us. We gotta go and get them. She goes, she gets one of the twins.
Jason Jr. I thought that was so revealing when she called him
Yes.
Jason Jr.
But then, like,
Bitch.
also, Edgar only wanted the girl.
Believable. I feel like girls, especially if they're raised in a cult environment, are gonna be way easy to manipulate.
Yes. But
Whereas
it's
like,
just like,
the boy might come around, which I don't mean to be
It's just so
sexist.
weird.
I really don't, but
it's just weird.
just yeah.
And then, like, she mentions that Polly only was willing to give up one of them.
Yeah, Polly too. Yeah.
Like,
I
Polly,
didn't
you
get
birthed
that.
these fucking kids.
Yeah, you're okay with separating them?
And then Penny fucking Peabody comes
She's
back,
back again.
and she's a part of this G&G game. And I put, does she ever leave or die? Like, get
No.
out of this fucking
Honestly.
series, Penny.
Honestly.
And then we find out that Betty's inside scoop, Tony, fucking
Yep.
is now a part of the farm.
I was just gonna say that this is when, again, Tony did not last. Just like Cheryl, she's in for real now.
And then everybody's like around fucking Betty, like chanting, join us. Like
Yeah.
the creepiest
That
fucking
was
shit
so
ever. If
creepy.
everybody's telling me, join me.
Hello?
Everybody's chanting, join me, or join us, and like around me. I'm No, I'm running away. That is fucking creepy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna pressure me into saying like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then they all go chasing after her?
Mm-hmm.
Dude. And then they trap Jughead in like a fridge or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's like, what? He's like fighting for it or like trying to get out.
Yeah.
And then he gets out and Kurtz is on the fucking floor dead.
Yeah.
Which like, who the fuck did that?
No.
But then, we find out Josie and Archie are like kind of together-ish, not really-ish.
Yeah, but they're gonna break up because she's going on the road.
Yes. And then we find out Elio is working with Hiram.
Ugh.
And then at the very end, it ends with Veronica telling Betty that the bus that was transporting her dad to
Yes.
Hiram's prison crashed and exploded.
And everybody's dead. I said, do we believe Hal is dead? No.
I put Betty's dad dead, 2 question marks.
Yeah.
Like, not believable.
My last note is that Gladys left. She tells FP to take care of her babies. Bitch, you left them both and had beef with Jug.
Yeah,
So no.
I don't.
No.
Like, you've left one of them before.
No.
Like, there's nothing new.
No. Episode 20.
Episode 20.
Mary is back and Riverdale has Uber. So, again, what fucking time frame is this?
Yeah, I don't understand. This woman just comes and goes as she pleases.
Honestly.
Which, like, psychologically, that must be very hard on Archie. Like, your mom just abandons you and then comes back, abandons you and comes back.
Yes.
And then we find out Alice gets a fucking infinity tattoo.
And it's her engagement ring tattoo.
Yes!
I was like, how late can I cash that one in? Because I want a tattoo. I want my thigh tattoo to be my engagement tattoo, Matthew Lane.
And she's like, Edgar has one too.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
I did love her shock though, because as she's sitting there like this, Alice is, and Betty's shocked. You can see like Machen, like actually real life, the actress, has a tattoo right here. It's a little arrow. And I was like, we're not going to cover that if we're pretending this is her first tattoo. Dead.
Yes.
Dead.
And then we find, it goes to a scene that Betty's in a fucking gun range.
Yeah, I said Betty's a gun girl.
Like, okay, I get that. Okay, understandably, she can be a gun girl because her dad is literally a serial killer.
Yes.
But at the same time, how did she get into this gun range if she's under 18?
True. I don't think they are 18
they're not
yet.
no, they're not even seniors
Season
yet.
4 starts their senior year, so yeah.
So they have to be 16. They can. There's 3 ages that you can be. Well, 2 maybe. It's gonna be like 16 or 17 that they have to be. There's no way they're 18, and maybe at the start of it they're fucking 15. It's fine.
Yeah.
I love me a big old boy.
That's so funny. I thought it was very convenient that the only salvageable DNA from this bus explosion is her dad's hand.
Right?
Convenient.
Like,
again,
everything exploded but his hand.
Yeah, another point to.
There's no other body parts ever. Like,
no. Okay, I loved the next thing. FP is calling Jug out, or like down to wherever he is, and he's like, well, where's Jellybean? And he's like, I just dropped her off at school. FP, why the fuck are you calling Jug out of school then? Like,
and then this is where Archie's mom tries to get him to box for the Navy.
I said, why do I feel like I'm being recruited right now?
Right? And then we get this scene where Jug and Betty think that Chad Michael Murray has a back tattoo because they think he's the Gargoyle King.
Yes.
And then we get the hot fucking scene of Chad Michael Murray taking off his fucking shirt.
Thank
and
you
it's fucking
for
hot.
that. The Riverdale writers did one thing right in season 3, and it's writing Chad Michael Murray to take his fucking shirt off.
Fucking One Tree Hill fan over here.
Yes.
Fucking fangirling. Like, he looks so good
So
for how old he actually is.
Yeah. We were talking about this in like at work the other day, and
Chef's
look, he's aging, but he is aging so fucking good. Like, okay.
Until we see him in that. But that's later.
Oh, stop. Don't even with me right
now. Okay. And then there's they go on for like this boxing tournament that Archie's gonna be in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the part that made me kind of like, I hate this storyline even more now.
Yeah.
Because I was a boxer. I used to go to tournaments like over the weekends and stuff. And technically, you don't fight without a helmet until you're pro. And then, secondly, if you have a tournament, sometimes you can fight more than one time in a day. And they're making this big deal that he's gonna fight twice in one day.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
It just, I don't want to see Archie boxing. I think it's sweet with the gym and stuff, like what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like what I did. I was like in a program that was like sponsored and shit for like kids to stay off the streets.
Yeah.
Which like, I would have done some dirt if I would have gotten there. But, you know what I mean. Anyways.
I love, so we find out that Hiram tricked Veronica and he still is the owner of Fox and LeBon. I then love that she's now going to manipulate her dad, but didn't even know shit that she had a fake deed. How are you going to manipulate him?
Yes!
If you're not smart enough to know it's a fake fucking deed.
And then also is, because Mayor McCoy? I don't know what Josie's mom's actual name is.
Sierra!
What is that off? I made both my socks fall off. But Sierra was the one doing all the deals for her. Like, she's a shitty lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we find out that Cheryl can't be fucking prom queen because the farmies won't allow it.
Oh my god.
They don't want to bring attention to themselves. But they bought the Sisters of Quiet Mercy.
Oh my god, they do so much other shit.
I just think it was so funny.
Yeah.
And then, okay, at the beginning of this episode, they're like, oh my god, like, prom is like this weekend. Like, I forgot about it. But then they all have like these customized fucking gowns for this shit.
Oh, yes.
Like, what?
Yes.
And then they changed the theme last second.
How?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know. But they changed the theme last second, and they still, like, everybody in this fucking school just has these costumes, or like these fucking dresses and shit.
Yeah. No.
And also, if your prom is a theme, you try to match it, but not like that.
No. No, that was too much.
Yes.
No.
I don't know. I just had a lot of problems for this one. Like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
storyline, whatever they were fucking trying to do,
Mhm.
it doesn't even make any fucking sense.
No. Simply no.
But then Betty is handed a note where it tells her to, like, what does it tell her? It says to, like, meet in the school or whatever.
Right.
And so then she meets up with the Gargoyle King.
Yes, Betty and the note. She's running around the school because it says something about going to like where Ascension Night took place.
Yes. And she goes to the bathroom, and then she sees the Gargoyle King.
But then she sees the Black Hood.
Yeah, so the Black Hood is back, even though we thought that storyline ended.
Told ya.
And he has a fucking hook.
Yeah, because he cut his own hand off.
So funny, he was like dragging him along.
I was just like, what is this? Okay.
But
so,
Betty's running around trying to get away from the Black Hood, and literally everywhere she goes, there's a dead body.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, the number count. Like,
That
how
was
many
insane.
of these kids died?
I was insane. That was. Who are
Yeah.
they? What did they have to do with anything? Okay. I'm at the end.
And then, I'm at the end.
Okay. Betty's gonna go stay at the farm.
Yeah, she's like talking to Alice, and she says, "Let the farm protect you." I put gross.
Yeah. I didn't get that.
I didn't get that either.
We've
like,
been fighting it for so long, and now all of a sudden, like, yeah, let me go live there.
Yeah.
Episode 21 starts,
Woo!
and Hiram is going to buy literally the entire town. Like, I thought he was going to go building by building, but no.
He's trying to privatize the entire town and buy it. I put Hal's hand, the way they, like, uncover it in the coroner's office is literally like this giant bed, and it's just his hand.
Yeah.
Like, on further examination, there are 8 bones in the fucking hand that you it was too much.
It was too much.
Then
Betty's at the farm.
Hold on. I have a quote for the Hiram part.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's during the same thing. No. No.
You're fine.
I'm trying to figure out when this was. I think it's Archie talking to Veronica about her dad, and he's like, "Yeah, Ronnie, your dad sucks." I would be embarrassed,
Honestly.
for that. Like,
So Betty's at the farm, and Polly and Alice are telling her that she has the murderer genes, the serial killer genes,
Yes.
Polly is way too fucking excited to tell her about this.
Right?
I was like, this is a little gross and creepy as a sister.
Yeah, like, if my mom told me that, like, my sister had this, I would immediately told my sister.
Oh, yeah, no, 1,000%. But also, why are you, like, happy about it?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't know.
I don't understand. And then Edgar's doing, like, a hypno session or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And they're talking about Dark Betty.
Yes.
And we find out, like, Dark Betty is the serial killer Betty.
Right.
Whatever fucking connection that has. And then we find out about the fucking minor procedures that they're having.
Yeah.
And everybody at this farm is getting these surgeries to get rid of the mental pain.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's basically self-harm.
Because
don't do
the
it.
physical pain. Yeah, they'll just replace it with physical pain.
Yeah. And then we find out Archie and Veronica are working together to get her dad in jail because she found out that he still owns Pops and the boxing gym.
Right.
And Archie wants to fight Hiram. Like, he comes up to him
Yes. Hiram's
while
gonna...
they're in the
Yeah.
what is it called? In the sauna.
And they're
it's
gonna
like,
box.
he's like so excited to actually fight him, and it's a grown man versus a child. Because his FP is 50, so is Hiram, because they're around the same age.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
So you want a 17-year-old.
And a 50-year-old.
Like, in what world? Betty wants to find out, like, where she's going, or, like, what's happening, because she doesn't understand what's happening. And so she puts candle wax in her ear, which what I thought was fucking genius. But then at the same time, like, she puts it on while he's doing the interview, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I thought it was super smart of her. Like, I was like, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was genius.
Yeah, I agree.
And then
so...
we find out that when Betty's being, like, hypnotized or whatever, Polly is playing Dark Betty.
Yes.
And that, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That was
here?
weird.
She's, like, torturing her own sister.
Yeah.
Kinda. I don't understand.
I don't get that.
I don't
They do a lot with Polly, though, and I'm like, what the
Yes.
fuck?
And then she finds out that Edgar is doing organ transplants for
Yes.
Evelyn.
Yeah.
Because Evelyn's doing her dialysis or something.
Yeah.
And it also, like, how does Betty know all these medical terms? Because she reads the bag and she's like, this is used for, like, so you don't have, like, transplant rejection or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, how the fuck? I would never know that.
No.
Like, oh, this IV? Like, cool. Gotta go.
Yeah.
My mom's trying to join this fucking cult.
Yeah.
And then we find out about the farm harvesting program,
Mm-hmm.
where it's literally they're taking pieces away from kids. So, I wasn't here for it.
No.
In this episode is when they start doing, like, a really good soundtrack.
I thought so too.
So, like, for this season, or for, like, episode 21 and 22, and the rest of season 4, their soundtrack is getting, like, way better.
So then Hiram gets arrested during this fight because it was all a setup.
Yes.
And I want to know, first off, how they pulled that off. And then, second off, why couldn't they get the man a shirt for the holding cell?
But then before that, we find out that, like, Hiram is fighting him,
Mm-hmm.
and that they're at the Bundy, they're getting, like, bets in so that Hiram's gonna kill Archie.
Right.
Like, what is your beef with this literal child?
Yeah. He needs to be better than a 17-year-old. For what?
Yes.
For what? For what?
I know.
So, okay, so they have the fight.
And then we
the
find out
Oregon
that
farm.
Barb. What's her name in the show? I was gonna say Evelyn too, but it's not Evelyn.
It's not. Ethel.
Ethel tells Jug that Jason.
Is the Gargoyle King.
In what world does this make sense? This man's been dead.
Yeah, but then they dig up the grave. Where's his body?
Not there. So we don't know what the fuck happened to his body. Sir, get out of my way.
Hey, come on. Stop.
And so then
Go.
Betty goes back into she like gets Cheryl into all this, and Cheryl's finally like, okay, we gotta go.
Yes.
And she gets
Because they're an organ farm. That's finally what snaps Cheryl out of this. Bitch, what the fuck?
no, mine's going 500 places. What snaps her out is that TT is supposed to go, like, she's in surgery now, and she's like, well, nobody can do anything to her
For the organ farm.
Yeah.
Yes,
So it's
exactly.
not just.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But
And then, so they get to the window and Cheryl lets Tony run.
Cheryl 100% had enough time to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all. And then they were gonna run through a forest anyways. It's not like what?
I don't understand that part. And then Veronica wants to be with Reg.
Yeah, all of a sudden, we're under Reggie now.
I don't understand that. And that was the end. Well, that's all my notes that I have for
Right,
everyone.
same.
Okay. Episode 22 is real fucking juicy.
This is the one I rolled over to you at work. And I was like, girl. Because we're barely a minute into the show, and Tony has gone to Penelope
out of all fucking people
to help get Cheryl out.
One of her
Penelope drugs Tony while she's telling her this, and then is like, it's an organ farm. Thanks for the information. Deuces. Leaves her there.
And then she goes to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, or the farm, and she says she wants to buy in bulk.
Yes.
In bulk? Miss, this isn't Costco. What are you talking about?
And what are you doing with organs in bulk?
What do you need? And then this whole time I'm like, what the fuck does she need this for?
Yeah.
What is she buying?
Yeah.
Ma'am, you run a fucking, what is it called?
Brothel.
A brothel. What organs do you need? What is this?
Nope.
And then we find out motherfucking Edgar is lying to Miss Alice.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the dinner.
Oh god, this fucking dinner.
The dinner.
I have a quote. So, first off, well, before my quote, the head sister is still alive and murdered all the other nuns.
Yes! I was like, I thought she was dead.
Yeah,
what do you mean? Sister
that was
Woodhouse,
wild.
You're alive?
That was wild.
But apparently when Penelope was talking about buying stuff in bulk, she meant Betty. She got Betty.
That is true. Okay, that is true. So then we get to this dinner. The head sister's alive. She brings in the Black Hood and the Gargoyle King, and then here's my quote: "No masks at the dinner table."
That's what you care about? That's what you care about?
Of course, then it gives the dramatic reveal of who they both are. It is Hal. It is Hal, and the Gargoyle King is
chick with red hair. Man dyed his hair.
Oh.
You know what I just
But not
thought
before getting the tattoo when he was still blonde.
Yes.
Which explains why we thought it was Chad Montgomery. It is not.
No, it was chick getting it. But then I just thought of this. Do you remember that episode of Sweet Life and Zach and Cody when he dyes his hair bright red? That's literally the same thing.
Same vibes. And I think it was Cody, which makes it Cole, which makes it Jug.
Penelope apparently is the ringleader, and
yes.
she's been putting fucking people there. She's the reason why it got out, and why it spread like wildfire.
She uses her life trauma to justify her behavior, basically.
Yeah, because apparently nobody cared that she was basically groomed when she was younger.
And that then Jason died and nobody gave a fuck about her and how she was doing as a mother who lost a son. But
Hal and Alice have bigger problems.
Mm-hmm.
Their daughter was pregnant with their cousin. And then we get to the scene.
Oh yeah.
Before it's supposed to go to commercials, that Cheryl goes into this random room and she screams. And we're like, what did she see in this room? I don't know. And then we cut back to Penelope at the dinner, and then they're have to do this quest. It was like final quest at Thistle House, where Archie is fighting a man dressed like a bear.
Yeah,
that's like 7 feet tall and like buff. Like, there was no way that Archie was ever gonna win that. And then we find out that the farm has Jason's body.
Yep.
And that's how they got.
What the
Jason
fuck?
was talking to fucking Cheryl. No, she was talking to his dead fucking body.
Yep.
Ugh.
So these sick and twisted games continue in this quest. Like, they make Betty and Veronica drink poison. I did love, like, I know they say it's fast-acting poison, but they drink it and then they're like, how do you feel?
After everyone, how do you feel?
Oh my
How do you feel?
God.
My favorite part about that is like, oh, congratulations, like, that this was a whole challenge, but they were all fucking
They're all poisoned. It's slow acting, and you can get the
antidote if you survive.
Yeah.
But then I wrote more about the farm here than like there's something about the things, but it was just too much.
Yeah, because like Cheryl confronts Edgar, and
now Alice has doubts.
Yeah.
And then Alice starts she saves Cheryl and the twin.
Oh yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And then, out of all people, Jughead has to fight Chick.
Oh yeah.
Like, what? And then I put, are they trauma bonding? Because they're like running after that challenge, or like they're trying to fucking go somewhere after that, and they're like, oh, I love you.
Yes,
And
I was just gonna say,
love.
Archie confesses his love in the middle of this whole thing.
Yeah. No. And then Betty has to shoot her own dad. That's her quest.
Right, and then Penelope finishes it off
by shooting him in the head.
Yeah, that was
like,
a lot.
What?
That was a lot.
And then they're running through the forest because Penelope is like, fuck this shit. Y'all are all gonna die. They're running through the forest, and now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a bunch of serpents. Serpents come out of the fucking woodworks to save them.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this whole time, there's nothing about the serpents for like episodes. Like, probably like 5 episodes, and now they're just like all out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Where's this coming from? And then Cheryl tells them about like what's happening at the farm.
Yep.
That they're gonna ascend. So they go back to the farm, well, to the sisters, and they ascended, and
left Kevin.
They left Kevin.
It made me kind of sad. Like, it's really funny, but it also made me kind of sad because he left everything behind, like all his friends and stuff.
Like, it was sad, and he was like so upset that they like left without him.
Yeah, but it was fucking hilarious.
Like, he's just sitting there. They're like, they ascended without me. I was just like, dude, what do you mean? Like, and then at the same time, it's like, I thought when they ascended, they were gonna try to kill themselves. It turns out no, like they actually just like left. Yeah. Like, Kevin, you're telling me you didn't see these people fucking leave? Like, what do you mean? And then this fucking episode gets fucking creepy. We find out that Cheryl has Jason in her fucking basement.
Yep.
Which, like, she keeps Jason's body. And, like, she's just chilling with him, talking to him.
It makes me feel like we should quote episode 1 when he rolls up in the river and you're like, Jason's a dead fucking body. Like, part what, 3 at this point? Oh my god.
And then apparently the FBI has been looking into the farm in that situation, and it has an informant.
Yeah, right.
That fucking happens to be Alice fucking Cooper. Since fucking when?
Yeah. No.
Since when?
No.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Because the only time she's ever been like, oh, the farm is fucking wrong, is like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Hiram has Hermione arrested.
He's taking down the whole fucking family.
Yes. And then, apparently, fucking Charles is alive.
Right. Her son, the FBI agent, who she had apparently been working with the entire time she's been at the farm. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
I'm just... but this is why why I hate this episode.
Right.
Or like I hate this season because it doesn't make any sense.
No, it was like every day they went into the writer's room and were like, what do we want to write about today?
Yeah. But Charles is alive, which like how?
Mm-hmm.
Chick said he was dead. They were dead. Like
Wow.
everybody thought he was dead. Yes, I know what you're talking about. But like it just doesn't make any sense.
I know. No, right now in the storyline makes no sense.
How is he alive?
I totally get it. So.
And like you're just gonna believe him, Alice?
Mm-hmm.
After like
everything else you've gone through.
Yeah.
But I think that leaves us with the flash forward.
Oh, I fucking hate these fast forwards.
I think it is, I don't hate them. I think it's an interesting way to tease.
Yes.
But I don't know that I love that every single episode has one.
Yes.
I think that's my problem with it.
Yeah.
But,
because it happened, so for season 4, any episode has a flash forward.
But I do kind of like it at the end of this. I mean, a lot happened, but it was all tied up in a very nice, neat little bow.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like they wanted it to end, so they made sure.
They had to put something in to bring the people back.
And, yeah, to keep the network, making sure they invested in them. So
Yes.
I said, not the beanie. Because they say they have to burn the beanie.
Yeah, I said, what the fuck is this? Is Jughead dead?
Mm-hmm.
Because Jughead never takes it off, remember?
Mm-hmm.
He's weird.
Mm-hmm.
He never takes it off.
So,
But
that is season 3.
that
It
is season 3.
Finally fucking over. What would I rate this season?
Yeah.
5.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's pretty terrible. But at the end of the day, I think the reason it's so terrible is it really did feel like they went into the writer's room every day and they're like, what do you want to talk about? And then when someone logical goes, that has nothing to do with what we're currently writing about, someone not logical was like, well, who cares?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just really, really frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
But all in all, I feel like, I think the biggest problem is there's just too much going on.
There's too many storylines.
I understand there's 22 episodes, but we could have taken these 4 main storylines and broken them up to sort of lead into each other.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Griffins and Gargoyles is fucking terrible. I just can't stand that storyline even a little bit. So,
It was fine with it at first,
but
then like, it just keeps going and going and going and going, and I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm over it.
yeah.
We understand.
Yeah.
It's a terrible game.
So-
Nobody should play it. Like, it's so bad.
Next.
But
But I understand the Gargoyle King was supposed to be the main killer,
Yes.
so whatever. But
I don't know. But I feel the same way as you. Like, this season was terrible. It was very hard to watch.
yep.
I was getting bored very easily until like these last couple episodes. And I think they were, because season 4 has very different storylines, kind of different. They're kind of the same ones, just kind of different. But I think they were trying to wrap up some of those storylines so they could start up new ones. But the way they did it, and the way they wanted to keep these characters, so they kept, like, they added into the storyline, I didn't like that.
No.
Like, if you had originally wanted to write out Alice, you could have.
Yeah.
But you chose not to, and did it in a terrible fucking way.
Yeah.
And now we have to, because we're in, we watched the season 4, episode 10, and I'm 10 episodes in, and it's only shown, like, some reason, like, it showed one scene of Charles, and, like, that storyline of, like, how it happened or whatever. And so it's just very terrible. They're taking a long time to finish these storylines, and it's just, it was a no for me.
Right. I agree entirely.
What I did like fucking seeing Chad Michael Murray shirtless.
I think Chad Michael Murray is most of the 5 for me.
Yes. I like the farm storyline because it's very good and it's very true crimey. Where it was like they were worried that like it was gonna have to be like Waco or whatever. And I don't know. I just like that storyline.
Yeah.
But I don't like everything else that went into that storyline.
No.
But that is it for season 3 of Riverdale.
Woo!
Next episode, we're going to be talking about season 4, which is so far, I want to say, one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really strong. It's better to kind of like season 1, where I'm enjoying it, and there's just some minor, what the actual fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
because I feel like this one it's focusing on like 2 storylines.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like, it's like 2 storylines and a couple little ones,
Mm-hmm.
but none of them are like major.
Yep.
So I feel like you get to get invested more into these bigger storylines, and that's why I like
and
it.
And everything plays into 1 or 2 parts.
Yes.
That was the biggest problem is Gladys and Jug's thing is playing into the drug lord and its own storyline and the Griffin storyline.
There was too much happening. So I'm
okay.
glad
Moving on.
season 3 ended the way it did.
Yes.
Because it closed everything off.
It did.
It was fine.
Thank God.
Even though it was terrible.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Let's
so
get your news.
my what the fuck news of the week. I have to either hiccup or burp. Sorry.
I don't want to stare at you.
I did it. My what the fuck news of the week. This is the headline. Pregnant inmate who lost baby after jail staff allegedly stopped at Starbucks en route to the hospital reaches settlement of $480,000.
What?
Yeah. Okay. This is from NBC News. It's written by Marlene Lin.
Okay.
Linthing? I want to give her credit for writing this. But apparently, this lady's water broke while she was in prison, and she called for help, but like the fucking staffers took 2 hours
Oh my God.
to get help for her. Like failed to call her an ambulance for 2 hours.
Oh my
And
God.
then, like they were like, oh, an ambulance is, you don't need an ambulance. This is a non-emergency. We'll drive you. So they're driving her, and they stopped at Starbucks on the way to the hospital.
I thought it was gonna be like the inmate requested Starbucks, but like they just stopped for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
They're like, we need some Starbucks.
Those guys were fired, but she got to the hospital, and her baby died. Yes, but it was just like, that's my what the fuck. Like, in what world? What are you chewing?
Oh,
Oh,
you got the
this-
squeaker out of something.
But yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine, like,
No.
giving birth?
No.
I've seen videos where women go off on their husbands for just being like, oh, calm down,
Yeah.
while they're giving birth. Like, no. But I'm glad she sued and she got that money. It will never
And
bring
that
back
they
her
were
child.
fired.
Yes.
And that they were fired.
It'll
yeah.
never bring back her child, so rest in peace, her baby. But what the fuck is wrong with people?
That's crazy.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode. Woo! Which wraps up season 3 finally. You can go ahead and follow us on our social media. I will start posting on TikTok. I'm a busy gal, okay? And you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know if I should make a Twitter or not, so let me know if y'all want to see us on Twitter.
Get down. Hey, she's trying to end it.
I'm trying to finish it. We can play after I finish it.
Get down.
So you can follow us at WTF is this _ podcast.
Yep.
If you have any ideas of what shows that we should do next, let us know. Any book recommendations, let us know.
Yes.
We love it. We have posted on Instagram already. We will be posting every Thursday for when episodes coming out. And we got a couple authors that commented, and we were so excited. We were literally fangirling and freaking out.
Yes. We
But-
love it. I loved your books. So far they've only been my authors. So I just want to say I've
Hopefully.
loved you guys and your writing and everything else, and that's so sweet that you guys are commenting.
Yeah.
We love.
You got the squeaker.
God damn it.
But yeah, let us know if you have any recommendations. We will, if you want to see us or listen to us, we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye guys.
Bye.